Good day once again, everyone, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome you to Mathematics Solution Center. Today, we are going to be looking at a question that says, solve this following simultaneous equation. P squared minus Q squared is equal to 21, and P plus Q is equal to 7. We are going to solve this simultaneous equation using two different approaches. P squared minus Q squared is equal to 21. And P plus Q is equal to 7. Method number 1. The first thing we can do, we can just rearrange the linear equation and substitute it in the first equation. This is my equation 1, while this is equation 2. Okay, that is the first thing we are going to do. Let's rearrange equation 2 and make P the subject of the formula. P is equal to 7 minus Q. Anywhere we see P in equation 1, we are going to write 7 minus Q. So in equation 1, we have P squared, that is 7 minus Q squared, then minus Q squared is equal to 21. You can see we have substituted P into equation 1. Okay, the next thing we are going to do now, we can expand this 7 minus Q squared. And we still have two methods of expanding that. I will give you the short form, the shortcut of expanding this. And that shortcut is what? This is a perfect square, you know. 7 minus Q squared is a perfect square. If you want to expand this, we have a formula. And the formula is what? First term squared minus, because we have minus sign. If it is plus, we have in between 7 and Q, we will have written plus. But because we have minus, we are going to write minus twice the product of the first and the second term. The first and the second term are 7 and Q. So I'm going to say 2 times 7Q. Then plus, it must be plus, irrespective of the nature of the sign we have there. The next term I'm going to write now is plus. The second term square, which is Q squared. Then we have minus Q squared is equal to 21. Okay, from this, we have plus Q squared minus Q squared. We cancel. So 7 squared is 49. Then minus 2 times 7Q, that is 14Q, is equal to 21. Okay, if you look at each of the term, this, and this, 7 can divide everything. And we have an equation. Since it is an equation, you can divide through by a constant term, or you can multiply through by a constant term. Therefore, I'm going to divide each term by 7. 49 divided by 7, I have 7, minus 14Q divided by 7, I have 2Q is equal to 21 divided by 7, I have 3. So take 2Q to the other side and bring 3 to this side. Therefore, we are going to have 7 minus 3 is equal to 2Q. 7 minus 3 is 4 is equal to 2Q. It means that 2Q is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2. Therefore, Q is equal to 2. Since Q is equal to 2, we can substitute this value of Q in any of the two equations. But I will advise you pick the linear equation. Okay, so I have P plus Q is equal to 7. P plus 2 is equal to 7. Therefore, P is equal to 7 minus 2. Take 2 to the other side, becomes minus. Then P is equal to 5. So P is equal to 5 and Q is equal to 2. These are the solutions of the simultaneous equation. Now, I told you we have two methods of solving this equation. Now we are going to solve it using the second method. In fact, I prefer the second method. So I will even advise you to go with the second method. The second method goes like this. Don't forget we have P squared minus what? Q squared is equal to 21. And the second expression is P plus Q. We have P squared minus Q squared. Anytime we have P squared minus Q squared or something square minus another T square, we call it difference of two squares. And there is a way of factorizing difference of two squares. And this way is like this. Just write one of them minus the second one, and then their sum into bracket their sum is equal to 21. So we have factorized p square minus q square is the same thing as p minus q, p plus q. Okay, having done that, don't forget that your p plus q in equation 2 is equal to 7. And we have p plus q here. So that means that is 7. Okay, we now have p minus q into bracket what? 7 is equal to 21. And I'm still working on equation 1. Now we can divide both sides by 7. Therefore, we have p minus q is equal to what? 21 divided by 7. P minus q is equal to 3. So this is our equation 1 now. And then p plus q is equal to 7. It's either you decide to add or minus or subtract. If you add, you will eliminate q. And if you subtract, you are going to eliminate p. So it depends on you. Now let's just add. P plus p, I have 2p, minus q plus q is 0. Then is equal to 3 plus 7, that is 10. So I have 2p is equal to 10. Divide both sides by 2. P is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. And then p plus q is equal to 7. We've gotten our p to be 5. Therefore, let's substitute the value of p. 5 plus q is equal to 7. Therefore, q is equal to 7 minus 5. And q is equal to 2. We have come to the end of this tutorial and we want to appreciate you for your time. Thank you for watching. But please, if you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to do so now. And like this video, share it, and at the same time, put on the notification button so that you will be notified anytime we upload a new video. Thanks and remain blessed.